points in order, I think. So Australia is going into politic season, voting season. We're about to vote which prime minister we have in and which one we're voting out and whatnot. So at the moment with politics, we've basically got two. We've got ScoMo, Scott Morrison, and Anthony Albanese, Albo. Um, both are kind of a crap choice. Basically, that's the situation with all politics throughout the world. You end up with two crap choices, and I'm not really sure why that is. It's like it's set up so it's a lose-lose situation. Um, Everyone seems to want to go to war and destroy the planet and stuff, and everyone seems to be over it except for the politicians. They're the ones in charge of countries in the world and stuff. Um, that's pretty shit because no one wants to go to war. The whole idea of fighting for peace is very contradictory and pretty stupid and childish. Um, it's dumb. Like, if they want to go to war, why? I mean, if they want to fight for peace, why don't we just all have peace and get along? And we just chuck them, all the politicians of all the world, chuck them in the Pentagon and just have them fight it out. And whoever wins, I mean, stuff it. It's just, yeah, you won the competition. Big whoop. Like, if they still want war, throw them to a crocodile, throw them to sharks or some shit. Because that whole concept of war and bickering and fighting is pretty crap. And going on the bickering, that's the only really way they seem to be able to deal with anything. All they're really doing is arguing about stuff. I'm just going to turn down the TV. Yeah, so what I've seen is basically they're just arguing about stuff. This person said that and he's crap. This person said that and he's crap. And no, he said that, he's crap. I know this person said that and he's crap. They're not really giving us any solutions or any reasons why we should actually vote for them. No one's actually doing anything that's beneficial for life or the country. Um, and that's kind of scary when you think about the situation that the world's in with all the wars and stuff going on. There's like Ukraine and stuff happening, Russia and Ukraine, and all of a sudden China's got the Solomon Islands. They're about to set up a base there, and that's really close to Australia. And then I don't know, so Australia is looking kind of like volatile. Like, we might sort of have some issues with China going on and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, why? Why can't everyone just get along? Like, what's the reason for all this stuff? Like, just share. Like, didn't they have parents when they were growing up? Didn't they learn how to share? Like, and these people are in charge of our lives, like millions, billions of people's lives. It's like, it's stupid. Um, and all they're doing is bickering. I mean, if we wanted bickering, we could just like watch Jersey Shore or something. At least that's like a lot more entertaining bickering rather than watching people just being childish and mentally ill, just fighting, and then they don't do anything when they've got the role anyway. They just continue to destroy the country and pull people's lives apart. They don't even keep the promises that they used when they were elected. um, they're really fake. Like, if we wanted to really see fake, we'll watch the Kardashians. At least they're slightly entertaining with their fakeness. Even all that gets boring for everyone after a while because nobody really enjoys it. People want real. People want real in life. They want people to. They want to get along. They want to enjoy life again. We've had too much COVID, too much lockdown, too much crap. So it's like, why do they keep continuing this stuff? That's another thing. All of a sudden, some parties in the opposition they've turned around and they've got COVID now, or so now they're out of action for a bit. It's it's pretty stupid. Everyone's over it. I mean, centuries and centuries and centuries of all these wars and all this crap. The human race is over it, man. I'm speaking on behalf of everyone. Like, everyone's seriously over it. You can see it. Like, when you talk to them as a genuine citizen of the world, everyone's seriously over all the crap. And it's like the governments just keep on pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and we're trapped. It's entrapment. We're trapped into this bullshit that they just keep on throwing at us. Um, we're just trapped into, oh shit, we're gonna have to go to war because our governments can't get along. We're gonna have to, deal with this crap because all of a sudden they've made stuff too expensive. Um, we have to starve because they've sent billions overseas to help with whatever crap they've had to go through because of their government stuffing them up. Or like they've sent like 50 billion over to Ukraine to help them, which I mean it's nice to help, but it's for war. Like, why is there even a war in the first place? It's like the whole thing that Putin's doing is kind of stupid. Like, if people don't want to be part of your country, just let them be part of their own. Let them be in peace. And then if you got like a fair deal, they'll probably join you in the fair deal. It's pretty basic, eh? It's really pretty basic, but no one seems to get it. No one seems to get it. So what's wrong with these people? And why do we have all these mentally incapable people running the world? Why? This is my phone case, by the way, because on my little jig. But so why do we have all these mentally ill people running the world and making these decisions that aren't really benefiting life or benefiting its citizens? Why aren't they getting along? What's wrong with the UN? Why can't the UN just turn around and say, hey, look, man, you guys want war, then you'll go to a random small island and fight it out and, like, deal with it. Wait till you chill out and then go back. Like, you're not fit to run a country if you're going to be dealing with that shit. Why are you spending 10 billion on nuclear subs and not spending more than 1 million on your flood victims in your own country? Like, that's clearly them being complacent of being able to run a country, and that's something that Scott Morrison has done. Um, so we've had a lot of floods and a lot of rain recently. It basically hasn't stopped for a couple of months. We've had a couple of dry days, but not that many. And it's like, oh, I'm going to spend 10 billion on nuclear subs. I'm going to spend, this many, helping out wars. But we've got like all these floods and all these people like living homeless now, and the bushfire victims and stuff years ago. They still haven't been helped out. And it's like, why would you put 10 billion into homes for them and food, and why wouldn't you help the farmers? Because if you help our farmers, they might be able to actually grow food, and when they start to get helped, they grow resources, then we have cheaper resources to help ourselves. That's just common sense, but they don't bother about doing that. What they do is they sell all the resources off and they buy them back. So we have all this stuff that we've grown, and it's cost money to grow, but then they sell it off, and then they buy it back off the people, which happens to be China most of the time, and they buy it back off them for even more. So we're basically just pushing ourselves downhill. Why don't they just say, look, we'll just keep what we need, and we'll sell you some, we'll sell you a little bit extra or something, so you can make some money selling them to other countries or something. Like, I don't know, none of it really makes sense. And if they really say they have a plan and that's their plan, then their plan is to destroy world and society and destroy everyone's life and have them held down so we've got nowhere to go and nothing to do, and we're basically stuck with whatever they give us. The cat seems to like the jig. So yeah, and that's kind of like, well, we're fucked if we do, we're fucked if we don't, right? It's pretty stupid. It doesn't make sense in the whole terms of life. Like, we're meant to help support each other, and there's not meant to be these sort of games and this bullshit um, run by each other. It's meant to be a lot easier. It can be a lot easier, and there's no reason for it to be as complex and useless as it is. The only thing really going forward I see is the car industry with some of their electric cars. But the problem is, with what's happened in the world, not many people are going to be able to afford these $100,000 cars. So they're going to be like, we want all these electric cars running because they're better for the environment and stuff. But everyone's broke because of COVID. So how are we going to actually get hold of these cars to be able to change it into electrical cars in society? pretty much can't happen unless they give us grants or they give them to us. And then if they just give them to us, then that's basically running the countries down because they need to make money as well, right? So there's got to be a way, man. That's another thing. Talking about all these electric cars and stuff, like if they want to help the world and make life better and make life cheaper, I mean that's cool. The electric car thing, I understand. I understand. Um, I'm not sure whether petrol or electric. I don't know that much about it. You know whether which one's better or whatnot. Some people say the plants that you need to run electricity they spend a lot more fossil fuels than whatever. So I mean, whatever. I'm not an expert in that field, but why don't they? I mean, we've got all these telegraph poles, right? And they run electricity from house to house to house, to business, and all that kind of thing. Why don't they just have power points on like every fourth or 10th or whatever power pole? And then that way, if you're running low on fuel, you can just pull over on the side of the road. You can charge your car for 10 minutes, and then you can go like an extra 500,000 Ks. Um, they don't want to do that because then that would be free. They don't like free, which is stupid because the more that things are free, the more people are going to get behind it. People are going to be like, hey, man, they're actually looking after us. Let's do this. Let's get behind this. So that would be a lot better than paying $2 a litre for petrol, which is ridiculous and insane. Like, you're basically just trapping people at home doing nothing, having them bored and stirred crazy. And they're basically just pushing you in the corner to the point where you get frustrated and trouble is just going to happen. So if they have any sort of slight basics of life, they would understand that. And because they're doing that, it seems like that's the progression that they're trying to create. And they're trying to push people on certain sides to fight each other. And then it's like, well, let's just go to war and destroy the whole planet or cull lots of people or whatever because they're overgrown rather than try and help it. And then they just go out into space and try and explore and try and find another planet when they could easily just fix the planet that we have right now just by being better, just by being nicer to each other. Um, and then you create a society that has more morals, where people get along, people are happier, they've got all their own things, so they don't have to steal, they don't have to fight as much, they don't have as much challenges, people are happier, they'll get along, you know, and then eventually maybe get back to the point where people can share it and stuff. Um, Quick little story. My dad grew up on a farm, and they all had to work as a team to get along. And they basically kept their cars unlocked when they went down into the city to drop off all their wool. It was a sheep farm to drop off their big loads of wool of what they got. And if their truck needed to be moved, or another truck that came down from the city, they would actually have their keys in the car unlocked, and whoever was around would just move it, just like back a little bit or into another spot, and they wouldn't steal anything because they knew that they actually needed that truck to get back because it was like our country, so it's like a very long distance to travel home, and people were just kind and respectful of other people's things, and they got along. People would help each other, like the Joe up the road that had, that was growing food would be like, hey man, we need some wool to knit sweaters or whatever. And they'll be like, okay, well, we need some food that's going to make life cheaper for us, and they'll do their own wool trade, and it would help them get along. I mean, it's really not that hard. And that's just the way families are generally raised to share and be kind to each other. And what's meant to happen is when you get older and you meet people from other families, you're meant to both have those morals, and then you share with each other, and then you grow and you grow, and that's what creates a community. And then once you've got a lot of people in the community growing and working together, networking together, sharing, and being a team, you have a society. And then you get further and further and further, and then countries are networking together, and then you have a world society. We've never really had a world society by the looks of history. Everyone's been too busy fighting and being too barbaric and too selfish. Um, how hard is it just to try it and do it? It's not a bad thought or a bad idea. Are people just mentally incapable of it, or it seems so? I mean, if the people are mentally incapable of it, then move them out of the way and put people that are capable of it in charge and let them sort of explain these ideas and ingrain these ideas in people's minds, rehabilitate their minds, and then everyone can start to get along and be good to each other, and then we actually have a proper society and proper life. It's common sense, man. It's common sense. So at the end of the day, anyone that's bickering, that's in charge of a country or that's in charge of a political party, they're mentally retarded, and they should either move out of the way or put someone else in charge that knows how to actually get along, or we should at least have some entertainment about it. Send them to Tasmania, move all the Tasmanians to the mainland, and let them fight, and we'll just have at least we'll have some entertainment out of it, and just let them sort of figure it out until they learn, because the world going this way is freaking ridiculous. It's absolutely childish and ridiculous. It's beyond moronic. And the fact that the political parties are so out of touch with everyone else's lives and lives together, and they're just playing their own agenda. They're going on about, oh yeah, but I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this because of war, and I'm going to do this because of that. We're just sitting here going, look, man, we just need food in our stomachs. We just need to be able to pay our bills. We need to be able to live. Like, what are you doing? Like, fuck war. No one wants war, and no one's like ready for it. Like, what the hell are you doing? So yeah, the fact that they're on their own agenda means they're not really fit for their positions, and the fact that they're arguing with each other means they're not fit for their positions. So yeah, they can all go get